better than many SMS number. Nina is going to be put on the police website. So the media, you can go there, access the numbers of the regional commanders. So the BBC where you can just call directly without passing through other people. Now, IGP so by so much is happening. Regards crime, na and yes, sir, San Roman not ACCO, but it was being managed, it was being suppressed. Those information were not coming out. Now, and to say we were not arresting Galamseyers, but information they had no right to speak. And within that era, now the regional commanders and their peers, they were scared to go into the system to go and make an arrest because some could make an arrest in Kropa, it will be covered, it will be managed. Information as a news, but now we are getting the real news from the real grounds. And I am happy about the system. New IGP put it in for now, but we are watching and monitoring. I pray, say, going forward, crime statistics na na modalities na ye fight crime. I am confident, say ye be with the strong effort of the media. Also, jojo criticize and then constructively, of course. The police service a bit me afa them to my prefer now conflict echo so boko no no beba form. But in conclusion, let me say to the people of Boko, I don't know, say radio a drew. And sometimes the questions I ask myself, I say, TV ni wana, radio ni Boko. The echo so news ahoro, omonti bikura ana, omonti nsema ya kafa omohono ana. Say sabe, ye nyina ye nipa. Now one particular region, there be and some say ebekoso to tarnish your image, as if to say modia mon penipa, as if to say moye to travel. Mark, I pray and hope say the medium through which you are communicating will be extended to that area. Now proper education will be put on the grounds. No one who say they are tarnishing their own image, development and mark. Obi ko akoye bibia osuro as we speak obi person otu kwan ekoboko a osuro until they themselves should do an introspective analysis na
Avra
na embe to dwase at least bokofo abeye kram na situation no enye de yina ye hwehwe.
All right, madam say high need 100.9 na bokun sensemi na yebisa saying fine ben so and a befaso. Around there say
about the other room.
Yeah, they are measy. Good. And I'm so far, yeah, share a boku and matters arising. IGP alcohol and sema EPA any assurances or the man bebuno. Yeah, how are you handle this?
Minia medawasi. Biem na mechia wone wadwumayefo na mom chia kese na no ekọ edema eye watiefo da omas se abribia no wonum agibre na wotie ye Mark na otwetwa mu manche asemde emse wo fo ekasai incubate asem okokan ye na ekai me masem ofa me no ka say enu ane na wotwe pepepepe a menua odimachi menua ba odimachi sabi okwa wo so a nkura ne de onya a wo monamum onu amu ne de ofrim nti me no ka say nkura no miensa ne nyina won kubete mu a sabi yedi ye no so ho akonaba ntasa empire ne yebo se nyame bekuta nkura no mu amaye mbabawa anase mma mienu ane bema bako so mame na mu de sabi waye nyame dia. I'm not even supposed to be here, but what you for near anopai yes, I'm best to of natural busian for so afra or mobile fee about bed. abecha we kura na o se anka me ye me wo I have to be home by now.
Yeah.
Hwe abusuafo nso ebre ko ye ni ade nyina na kone aba ni ade ye
The triplets.
yeah
Mm.
yeah nti emu oya na ofa corruption baby ofa de asem no kofa ya no woka incubate asem no ni ade no na mebusa me oka wie na busa mo say if not for this incubator and minua no baby okọ no so okọ we no private hospital you get it some facilities na there no okay.
Wow.
But how about baby a sebita fracture sa facilities ana sa equipment ye omode ebonkola ehu bra eba no awo mu nsam ebi ni wa eno so no ombe ne den you get it. I think say your corruption cases will chroma no o say yehwe na yehwe ni ye. Again, I am always for aban bia obeba so a obeye wadwen say o ko katasese over na mum no me problem na ya say kwan a wo fa so ade akọ katasese no mini ade ameke what ma say
Yeah.
emra ewo ho a ye de ko katasese emra no aspell out kwan a yenye den yemfa so na yemfa ko katasese no enu nti se wan fa sa kwan ne so na emri bia kokko yes sa Rambo star ni ade na invite let me say unnecessary political talks around fight na or fight against corruption no into won say ebedru baby no na akoye we free ha na we ye say na we ye say na afi ye de politics ba betar ho na akoye den akoye basa adame betina ha kan e criticize how Mr. Jakpa kwan onam so a ode ye ni operations no which for me feel say sebita fracture emfa kwan it doesn't make sense to me we share a sitting MP I mean ubetimi invite no say brabeboa na ye nya hwehwemu wo asem bi a waka ho nice but to go to his house with body men their face are hoovered. I mean, over. Kroben so na yes ade we. Meanwhile, uba bemu no. Abanye otwa mu enso esusu se unkrofo ni bi engage in some sort of corruption. Ye nyina bi ye enimusem. Na omusem wo court. The first thing you did instead of you say ubehwe amasem na koso ne yehu say nokre omoye anazo omunye no uba ya no na obetwa asem no mu na uba asem no etugu baby then sa ni pay ya san dan no how can you fight this thing ofa emrantia ne mabawa how na mani omukom ukoye hospitals I was writing something on corruption in our health sector na wofa enyema ni bia epiepie mu a na ye hu ni ade no wofa ebi wo ho no mu a ebe ye wasefem ye health sector no nko a only the health sector not to talk of the other sectors sika enwunugu ewo ye corruption hu efa corruption kwan so wo ekrom ha no se yetimi aboabo sa sika no a wofa nka me nka ndada so ye mpanifo ewo krom a obianu obetu kwan se okwakoje ayahwe nti honum ne de ye be sere se ye be hwe sansem ni ye pa na aban bi obeba no yewura mama se ususu se ana se yesusu se obi aban dada etwa mu obi engage any form of corruption na ye be hwe na ye de na famra kwan so na you make sure say enye say sebita fracture nipa no yebe jeli no na ehia yen na mmom no Yes, sika ye betumi retrieve free nipa no na de abɔ man no ho bra na ma tumamufo nso aho ahan wo mo kakra. Ofa me kɔbɔ konsensɛm no mu a na sometimes to wa me busa me ho sɛ nti ya kopem da bɛn. Ya kopem da bɛn. But on the other hand, the dream one me busa me say ensa anya adwuma no so no. Obonsam ye den. Ema obi ye. Nti yewra IGP call ho na o ka say this time around no obe consider omo when it comes to police recruitment and any ade no. Na ehye me de. One thing I'm also seeing from the youth omo boku ho this time they say somehow no omo are ready for peace. I've been watching omo press conferences nibi media engagement nibi omo ye and some of the pronouncement omo making ni idea. I can see say they are ready for peace. Na omo sema no omo kan na strike me kakra ye say no omo mpe any political interference bia. Say politician bia den ho be frafra ensem no mu, and that they are calling on otumfo say obeba no oba bedi animu na asomdua den ababoko na dia otumfo beka no so omo de be ya adwuma na omo ahwe say asomdua be den ebeba. I think it's a step in the right direction. Say mbabunu na bedi animu say asomdua be den ebeba ofa ebeye hu beye wanwa se sebio tafrache emabuna ya betini yensa esisi yensa so ya betimi aye bibi di ama ye ho na ye betena se ye ne aye ho we nya se bia bokune ebia me fan se other tribes and say other bia ye ne aye ho na sebio ahensem right ahensem ne eyinti na ubedi hine forever ohine no wongu na ye behwe ye ho anim na ye be kunkum ye ho ana se ye be prepare ye ho. I think say ekwan ya mabunu na faso this time no if ye no krese omo mini omo wesa they should start by telling, and I'm very sure that they know those behind it, because for them to even say politics and I say politician be aden ho for him, they know them, and it's about time so ombebo omudi na omogu omonimu ase na saafo ni nyina no aban and say emra ahwe kwan ye de ombeden ebefa so ofa ntimi nkoba se abribia boku now share the amount of money state push just to maintain peace or that particular region sebe tafrache o say yehwe ni na omo ankasa if you say me de bia me ka say efutu bia nsen say wo abetu hufo ofa at the end of the day no eniama waye anamo awotu for the whole day. Wow, continue them now reflect on what you've done for the day. Now my fair idea of what to do the next day. And I'm a boy. And so wow, just anima now dream one. Emma so uncraby. Emma could draw me out to me the other day. Editor anamo. And unti say omo better nasi. No more to omo no more who say Sadia Kosui. And I'm on be or one of my young so you bet me to the aboa. Also, me a day. Omoye. Na media, ye hear me titru power was answer no more, ye say. Your best ya papa IGP haba for say. And I'm more to the emede. Nemum no. A ban of bokon send some way ya. Ebe panacho. Me pacho behind your day. Enim. because you're no yenim the obetimi aye. And even before all two sa na mo we nkrampo no minim say what information pa onim those behind Sanyama way. Because Sebi Tafrache, Mabuna way Sebi o Sebi, Ahena woman. Namudia Koto AK-47 in the moon. Of Adamika Otima say, Ahena woman. And now almost a share. Yes, Sujagu Mesha Mabunu Kutupa. Eto, Akudiane, Akadia de Mom say, one of Fanko dis argument. You're IGP, Medi, says some radio, onim. Into your best friend say, on two almost sa. Na asumdwenya de emraboko. Afe so mebru no sre na almost reno. Mesa megina so biem na meso masre. Euro 2 for say your best friend no. Say o man ne nan nye de. Enye ntientia e wo boko nsem mu maye. Na asumdwem bra ho. If say wo hwe nipa dodo a Sebita Frache about 300 almost 300 nipa 300 a omato
since 2021
aba edian ko na yeji edian ya na yeji hwe menu ya asema me no wo kan before menu be we ne niam e wo no hu for the day ni nyina ebro na okwa hu yehia ma na opre na yi ni nyina krampo wan kai ba akokora na ewiase mu ahensem ewiase mu afefede na ewiase mu ayi ubehwe wo nyonko anim what is this nipa 300 ofa safwe ubehwe no na titiri bi wo mu sene ofa ebo ne nyonko edi safwe ubehwe no obi wo hono ma ne nimdi e wo ewo ne tirimu ode nam ho a obetim di aboa mu amukun no krampo ma sebe mu so maba ba ya adefo no you have no idea. Best say papa na ye wura otumfo na we dey ye best say na be ma nai aye ntientia wo sansemu na ntentem ya no wa engage wo mu na asumdua den abawo bokun tokwa na mo nsensemi ofa aye too much
okay
broso ntimi de ye wura otumfo ye best sene ambebru no ankasa frɛ no kyerɛ me sɛ ɔma ayɛ ready ana sɛ ɔmani da ne so sɛ obetumi ayɛ bibi ma asomdwa ayɛ den aba hɔ na politicians no nso yɛbɛsrɛ mo munyi mu nsɛm firim na yɛma wɔnom a ebetumi ama asomdwa no aba no ɔmoma ne mmra ade we ada ho anyene enya afi na obi be hye kire na me na me yese na me koka se na munyimu nsɛmfirim na wɔnom a ebetimi ama asomdwe na ba sɛ ne mbabunu no efrɛ no ɔmoma asomdwe no yɛ de emra ho na menim dia nipa na ewu no mo de ɔmo kɔ akɔyɛ sɛbe tafrache sɛ mo bɛwe ɔmo sɛ mo bɛhu nso yenim na asomdwe mra na enkwa bia ho hia ewo man mu.
Okay. Madam say Gilbert Omane, a member of the MPP from the National Communication Team. Alasan says here the Frizenu say, good morning to everyone. Feed Ghana project is a welcoming news and should be embraced by all well-meaning Ghanaians so that we can feed ourselves with fresh tomatoes, pepper, foodstuffs, and all kind of foodstuffs. I hope and believe it would be a great elephant like planting for food and jobs, with so much fanfares and populism, with no benefit to Ghanaian people. It's a way Alasa says, or the Frizeno Central. Pity brim. Everyone calls say, hey, in the Oti region, a country called Ghana, none of our presidents came and ruled us. And we can say we are in paradise. from one problem to the other, from military regime to civilian government. Now our family, now our only hope is Jesus Christ as a president and Angel Gabriel as the running mate. Wamukraba na yesi de etu huya sanebe. Nana Kwame Pasco said JDM and NDC is just robbing Peter to pay Paul strategy. Scrapping off one tax and increasing another's, it's as good as nothing. Government that pledges a substantial increment of 14.7%. Electricity bill, water, 4.2, then LPG gas, 4.57. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, but I say, I know all the idea. Now, you call Feed Ghana program. Eba bebuana your food security aduane a ho bekwa ahwe etime sustaining nana.
Mark Madasi. The Inquisitor, there's a front page article via Mr. Kakra. From Pomboati. Also, demons in NPP leadership must be removed. That's the last me can say. Kofona another yo mono or more Juma or more they have been indoctrinated. Nanado jeans nibiako. They almost
when they demo.
Number send or from Pom watching the move. So or more than Crofona another use or mum biumbe Juma dia. Trouble for them. I was mentioning Uroko Fumone, your friend say, Kodeo Boatin Agyeman, former new job. These are level-headed people. I'm free say. Uroko, for instance, can handle the general secretaryship. Chairman, so many baby or person or home best. Anyway, I'm not to speak for them. Mark, Feed Ghana. I said there. So aka or Canada.
Osuro sonsono.
Exactly the case. Ena yesi etuo so aya na emu esum. Owa abeka yen man na yehu sonsono na yedwane no. Sa wo no a friend of planting for food and jobs. Inti foforo ebay. The way I embrace planting for food and jobs na yenim se eba besesa Ghana's economy. And now, unfortunately, the shade him say it is food security na yeshwe. Intina say no, that is not the case. We must think about the economic turnaround. How we bet me ama the CD to dollar to me aye stable and I say sustainable in terms of the long term. Now I am happy about this Feed Ghana program. Our more launch will teach him and Richie. Now what it is that Omampayine kasa mu no mo boss so akwan ombefa so no ma ye krabo mamu a ye nyina yedim say ebetumi adua bi wo mamu ha say abana nkasa emtu anamom bi in my opinion will help create employment. Na see ye jai this Feed Ghana program no ehye ankra nkonko ansa on hwe ya na mpempen so ye pese ye de agriculture turning the economy around no na yentumi enkodu some pempen so. First of all, minim say a honorable minister no for agriculture Erikopoku kasa afa irrigation. Yes. But you see, you can do everything if the government herself doesn't invest in the agri sector. We will go nowhere. In the sense that it is the government's own creation of farms, large-scale farms, and I say state farms, using the taxpayers' money and handing it over to private management board. We have our experts across the country, the best farmers in the country. We have, qualified agri extension officers, and we have businessmen who are also into farms. And my advice to the government, if he wants this program to turn the economy around, and not only for the feeding of the country there, Now I am employing the government to engage or to a friend is saying get land by itself and then bring in the combined harvesters, the plowers and planters, all the machines that are needed for a large-scale farm to, as it were, also be part of the farming system. Private sector, individuals will do this. Will be able to pay the launch of the program. But se ebema economy ne gina padia na ne aban and taking the steps of the old during the days of Kwame Nkrumah when we had state farms. As we speak, Burkina Faso have planted 2 tomato processing factories. And a time will come when the raw tomato, in fact, it is not a time will come matter. They have stopped importing raw tomatoes, exporting raw tomatoes. And their canned tomatoes, I've seen it. Mark, I would prefer to buy a canned tomatoes from Burkina Faso than buying a canned tomatoes from China. Because I know that my African brother, Burkina Faso, will not be adding additives, no chemicals, no matter what it is, the tomato is organic. And yes, the tomatoes, so we can also plant what Burkina Faso have stopped exporting to us. We must ensure that we grow it. And the irrigation facilities now in Krumani and Champa, Breso, Omoye, they are still there. And I pray this government to make use of the irrigation facilities. Now, if building more irrigation facilities across the country. Kwame Nkrumah in the last 7-year development plan, it be next Thursday, me baha me beba. Wushe agric sector no. Wakam manesi sudria say the northern part was going to be used as the food basket for Africa. Wankasa Ghana nkwa. And you see, Kwame Nkrumah in his wisdom ensure say one kind of terasa, he put in place measures so the bear abanish share state farms nasia nanka yibeya hon faso. If my memory serves me right, Owura President Mahama Otisu Sesiano, ni papa, na your friend no, is it something Mahama or no di Mahama, whichever, ni papa, Ono no in charge of the Chindere rice and maize farms, And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who is also a farmer, cannot neglect or ignore the fact to say, once upon a time, there was a state farm that his father was heading. We used to have the Volta Star corn beef. We used to have the Palugu meat factory and also canned beef. We used to have the Palugu tomato factory. We used to have a lot of processing facilities across the country. And I had the Meka or has said, even in the 90s, I think 89, 90 holding now the meat marketing board, Perez Dome, it was still operational. Go to the North Industrial Area. Mark, all the factories there, all the warehouses there have been taken over by foreigners. And they are not even operating in a quarter capacity. Now they are also renting it out to individuals who want to come and put their goods in those warehouses. There are also warehouses and factories there that has been abandoned completely within North Kaneshi. And at the time, there was 6 regions. And Nkrumah made sure that he built a industrial site at every region. And Sesia Momo technology is in abundance. We have gone to a point where AI is aiding almost everything. And I wouldn't be surprised in the next 5 to 10 years, AI will be a cake and something else will come, which will even be sharper and better than the AI. You would not probably even need to go to a school and go and say that I'm going to study, right? And Mark, to be able to transform the economy, even drones that would spray the farms, we should bring them in. And if you want to bring drones to come and aid in our farming system, planting and spraying, you can't say private individuals and handle. And this buy in the northern sector, wodua emo wodua sa legume na se tuko yi no ma no ma mubi serious ahoro yi any beans normal will dua bia na just say aban on harvest now obeye no probably will be processing those ones until once a factory is now abandoned, it means aban will be the off taker of every your friend is saying individual and as a private person odria emo and as a blue. Now you see talk is cheap and now it is easier said than done. Owura a friend say Eric Opoku I can say omode infidie ebeba ye de be add value to the farm produce. And this is one thing that we never saw during the planting for food and jobs. To the point that the sector minister then eba bonte be catch say, oh, aduane abusa emane pro. How would you think that a minister will come and say such a thing? When indeed there are machines to turn around or add value to the produce now, you so claim. Body or can say body I for to a pointer. When na me wiemo wenso who say e kwana no body egu kwana no na nye body ketewa. Until this is a short-sighted ministers ahoro ya have, and I don't want to see Owura Eric Opoku also becoming that short-sightedness. You making sure say the necessary machines say the back canning and as the back add value to the produce at the farm gate, you know, ebeba. And yes, I look, you be do you be process yenkuhuano. If in the 60s we had 2 to 3 canned beef companies, Ghanaian owned, state owned, processing canned beef, quality one. And now near the year a very tough one. Canned beef was number 1 across the country at the time. Kumasi Shoe Factory you know, across the country, we could only say in Crawford, Echo Italy, Echo Training across the African continent and other Asian countries, even in Americas, you know, now Ghanaian shoe was the topmost quality. If you like Google and search the names of the shoes, Clarks, no na yellow Achimota sandals, and Achimota sandals, me shebi. You be toso, and my men so much be share Achimota sandals. Now, let the year, any asiano, a jinahua, who bet me a shama, who basu ababeshe. Ask any old person in this country who wore Achimota sandals. It was a top class shoe. And I say, sandals say the cost na obia per se onye bi maneba. You understand? And then you know him. And then I see a TV Africa opposite and a diama Lebanese for India for. Omo akosi sa fridge money no man no magu mo bi kropodia pharmacy. Mark, it was one of the hubs of producing t-shirts and singlets. And those days, no, and yeah, a password the chucha materials. Those days in pro machines are near the materials. No, it was a top class. Your friend is say electric machine. I won't go fact a password and show us. What is this one? China China corner. A yina worm a year and then you know any hobby. We were producing and exporting. And ne Yabaya man for your crabby BF man on it. Your friend is saying a match factory kede. Na ye yoha and even toothpick at the time na ye yoha. And so today as we speak, all these things has eluded us. Shoe factory gu abesin into feed Ghana no. It encompasses a whole lot of things because agriculture produce no, you can turn it around to get so many stuff from it. And I am urging this government, Bangladesh and other areas. Any friend say India, Kodu, Mark. So Murio Kodu fo and I say here fo na say uhuwa. Maybe someone say, how did they do it? But interestingly, yes, we was assassinated between the ISRD no. Out Musa say ahwede no modria. There's a particular ahwede ye dey sugar ne normal. And sa ahwede no, Mark, wouldn't tractor in the mu a. They say a kwan ye dey dem na the way modria ahwede no wugina. They say ha obetumi ehu a friend say but ofanko a demo clean say kodu so at the same time. Kodufo no mu no omo de sa machines na ana zip make us a zip line I should say system say utwa kodu no a because untumi nsoa emfi baby a won month no go say kodu no the way my na enam line so sa na kodu a particular point na ayi ato ho nti I say yati koko na yakoso abegu one place no we no wunya twa kodu no there's a system na enam line so na akogu one place. You understand? So that abe the same thing. Why do we have everything that can make us rich, that can lift us out of poverty? Now, so the government's inability to invest by itself in the farm agriculture sector, no, ama yadum pempesu yadu. Akuma da tomorrow. O kaya mekahia mana besi ne. Samre no kaya no, any a planting processing factory ewo and your political talker. And can by this time akuma da ewo tomato factory just say anka tomato empro wo memuha. Wukwa poku ase ha Mayera Fersi area no Mark Enkrofo maji asase under the free zones a omoye omankasa do omofo omudua nyadoa tomato ni ahoro omo kan ni tomatoes no nyadoa no a omo nton organa ha wo go there and find out omo nton wo ha they export it. We are aware say ukwa northern part of the country Nigerians any foreigners even Chinese and Indians omo da just asase wo ho a omankasa adof mfuo kese a emono omote no omonton organa ha. And when they send it to their own country, it's more expensive than any rice brought from anywhere. Until why? Is it that Yankupon chain be bia? Na yanso ye din Yankupon ya say be di Yankupon hwamo. Be bia pese ye bohum paye. Na mo kan asem bi wo ha no pay. About sorry say na kwabia say Mark, me dear, I have regretted for being in a church for over 40 years. Church is a scam.
I don't know, is that?
There be Mark, and yes, church is a scam. We knew our God before Bruni Bebaha. Church has made us become timid. Church has impoverished us. You go and give the little you get every day to a church, every Sunday. So for them, ma, and then they omoteho, omonko emma, omokemisa omo bompayama. Can't you pray for yourself? Soon neti obiamu yankopo bon pepepe. Inti asofo no so they have manipulated as they have omo agina sa your friend say doctrine of Bible no so no e di others nhwamo especially Africa. Inti ye normal ye no we behave as if to say everything is in the Bible or without the Bible you cannot survive. So for no ono wo modi to what say don kwabramo kano atoka amano esifie amano no na the same so for no the sabeto so say or bomb pie say by next year no atoka or bomb pie say by next year no wasi wudan or prophesy ama say ubeye abc do ubedi ye come and sow seed ewo your friend in the name of the sofo sow seed for there's a term for it ube sow seed pledges ahoro offering ahoro in some basa bem to who sika na obenya ni nyina no instead sanka obe invest in yourself now they are to asore say yes tight nti one to tight won go heaven. It is just an indoctrinated something na omode be 2 years so the Bible is just like a constitution for every institution. You understand? Said the party beyond the constitution no? The same thing a Bible no be guide ye man can say Bible enye but even the stories in the Bible no some of them are too good to be true. Obi akoto bonsu yam wa father for her wa kofi na to her and obi some basa Mark yo okay
church was supposed to be a place that accommodate no ko ha
Obenya aduane adi.
Nka unya baby nda na ko ha obenya baby adi. Azu nei asori dan ya no na security for ne ade ye de egu hoi. Nkora bobo okra na bo ekoto asori compounder. It is sometimes difficult say nkora no kra betumi ayede akofa. And that was the reason why na ntutu so dudu me fan say tight no ne ade ne de ekọ asori no. Se be ya asori no betumi obi ehia bibi akomudi obi pe baby ada akọkọ a. Ene zanya ma na wanti. Tight ne yina ye tua ne ne ya egusu tua. And to some extent, no, I don't agree with you entirely, but to some extent, I think that seriously, when it comes to Christianity, I'll say, oh, yeah.
Man, it is
Because it's really impeding progress
and development.
Because a Christopher, minimum beer, what's nasi? Say, oh, you're fasting 40 days.
Yeah.
Now, we are fasting 40 days, no, I hear when you bring no into one didi. Until Musa say fasting, dry fasting, no water. Now we are Yesu. I'm of a movie.
Mark.
No problem.
Because of I didn't know senior. I don't.
It has
don't
a
know.
religion of place. Said you practice no. I be be.
Look, yeah, I destroy your fortunes. You see, me, sorry, I mean, can't say jayo, but you have to rethink. We become timid, and like I said, I've regretted so much being in the church for over 40 years until recently that I sat down.
You realize
I did an introspective analysis of myself, and I said, yes, say pledge, Mark, and yes, better have Jamanu. Yes, say, my 10,000. Yes, say, my 5,000. If you are,
those are mere dream blessings. Now,
no, you see, Mark, no, Mark, Omon Quasol, no, Omon Quama.
Now, China, China,
yes,
but no product in
here. Mark, I'm telling you, sir, church is what has made Africa retrogressed. Yes, you'll be on call you, no, you are. As I say, or if your bomb pie said, manna will force the stories in the Bible, Mark, is so incoherent. What the traditional read the Bible need the stories no woman. Fracadam. I am telling you, a fracadam. And if you sink yourself deep into the Bible, I be so timid, sir, no. Maybe I mean, I did history and I read European history. And I got to know from that point, time of Protestants, necessarily, because at the time, Roman for me, sorry, I make one. Your fraud will be penance. Now, unipa wua, ni abe catch yourself, nipa wua, ni soon record time be a friend of purgatory. Inti, so we are penance, na yankupon who nipa ne mobo, now a man ko heaven. Into what they do is that, so who was a fabra, who will go the fabra, who was a fabra. Into a mode ponkom, Dickens, because at the time, Roman for me, sorry, a minimal. But you had ye the money, you trimusa, quatra, the friend is saying, as the for ya, bro, bebre air spice. Bebre air spice, I'm telling you. Why would you? We are not progressing. As I say, or bomb pie, any normal. Mark, I have digressed anyway, but I think, sir, it is high time we look at how church is making the people of Africa non-progressive and lazy.
Okay, give it. How the stores in there go?
Mark, Minya, sir, Feed Ghana programming. I'll go find some of it. Open to send some session. Over. Mini dodo ana mini bebre kan wo na mom no yewura mama ene na ban ndc aban ye hu bida me de misusu ye ne se aban bi a obeba no won hihye ne wodwumadie bema oman na tumpon na timamufo ahoban ayo me san se aban bi anu oba be no ajolof eti me table so sa no pa bra be bra bedi enyumre aban bia nu a oba beka banku esi table so ama me say mini na mom aban hyehyɛ ene ne nneoma bi broni beka say policies a wo be implement no na be ma me manya so mfaso a me ho be den e be han me entina wo hwɛ Feed Ghana program yi a ye ka ho asɛm yi a nanka ede again media de bia meka senior wo for can say agriculture one sector of the economy say ye na ya ye ni year offer the kind of stability ye benya in terms of economy no, we have no idea because ye kwa ye ba nyina anope meje de say what kakratum what on say na anopa de nko ano eno nko ana wudi ewia de nso anwumre beba nti say ya ye boy ye humoden na yetimi edi yensa aboye ho bra ayemfuo nka yen import bibia mijimi di se nka aduane be ye benya in abundance ofa me nko gina bontin ya nei se ye to bayira ya tutun ya twetwa ne se bayira ayi kakre ya ye twa daja so be ka chem se 7 cedi 10 cedi me pacho dia make ultimate
yeah
inti one area me mom dia me jimi di se nka ye yiri ye ho na hwe nsase a unam utrapo kwasia na wo yese wo de ukọ ayi a hwe nsase a ye wo edawo se ye agriculture yi a me jimi di po se nka galamsey krampo no nka enno obi kon krampo se onkoye bet ofa nukure wo musu ne se ye nkrofui ye ni mom senya wa ubu be udi kan bu be se de o waka no esuro sunsun o ma dane wo waka ye pen nti ye de ye suro wo mo se o ma ye sunsun a ye hu o mo na ye adwane onti ha enan hwe uko up in the north enamu a obiare occasionally whatever uko anytime owie utari a ye a obiare bi ye a confirm nti ye nuanom ka se omudi sika kwa akọhye a confirm enyan mu no na nka me de me fi se eye esan se a confirm ye fo a enya ba akofo na ede na ewe nso ewi akire no sika twitwiri di a nkrofo yi ede kọhye a confirm mu akire omo be ka kire se confirm na tutu ko Burkina na emu arem nti nei safo ya sa atwa mo ho be ka kire se feed Ghana program me de empire na me de beta akire se omo be ye na tumpoma obi aho aden aha no na mum ye de yesi ye ni mum sa nkrofoi adi benkum ma wade a eye no antwa wani no be san de ni faje because oma baba muda ye ni mum suban ye ni muniema omo ye eye the same people no ma san ba ebi nko ba bia omo a na san twa mo asan ba
okay
and some when it comes to agriculture and the Feed Ghana program now over that dey any mom ebe wie kire no meti ha ubeti sika ye nkrofo yi ebe ba be ka kire eni sika ebe nwunagu ko ye ni mom be ya omo no omo ye se huruye moja empa wo mutrimu da na empa wo mutrimu so da because of omusuban a de nam krom ha ye ni momo enti mark ensem ne de wo fa bregu
mama fa etiefo quickly na yankwa nem Gilbert I need 100.9 0302243540 03022 03022 43540 and 03022 57902. I'm doing it away. Martin.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Yeah, just say you to your uncle. I time call.
My patcho bright me make us affair was okay. And now no pay nyame shop papa. Ene juma obo e de bo my Ghana so my Ghana tumpo. Mama chia original chia ma ono abo ashimo be obi anyame kana ono abo jolo zebra me chia. Wo hwe ekwan a Greek minister enam so ya ekwan pa. Na me wo jide wo mu se ekwan onam so no ebema dudo na atinya aduane e wo man we mu. Ama yetime nya aduane e wo man Ghana mo itimedi. Uhwe abandada na odi ekọ IMF ene electricity e ba betum yi because IMF ya odi ekọ ye no aka hu ya because o man kata mo no mo kata ye enya de on be kọ IMF ene mu de yakọ IMF ene e ba betutu electricity mu ene water bill mu Enti abandada ni de wanye divya ambo man Ghana wa bo man we abro papa ye wo gidi say essence John Dramani mama be fa be nwan ide obetutu ni amayi ama Ghana be ka be hwe tie de bible eta na chi
Medan say mama fa de o me ba cho ma che.
Yeah, Mike Jerry.
Yes I tell.
Where you only have my Francis at Mike and then my tonka. I mean sure what
Yeah that's it man.
Vladimir only na me obredo. The market I say amount to get you $1 million. Cause obredo. But Mark, yeah, the say yanya ban papa to say John Dramani mama. Ma media me dwun wa me ntia so man wo atase wo fertile land aden na wo krabia ne fi desert nti program o mo dia ba ne sanya no na say ade o mbe boa ya ka me de nka wo pa ama me nka so bani o se prisoner for do mo amofu nanka prisoner for nanka say bro dia bula 90 days na bro na ba nti nka ba bi nka nsu kura yentu ma ho nanka yenfa ya o manka sanka sanfa ngugu e bro no so nanka entume mla Mark, would they check last year into some quiet cry if he does it so. And Timmy say, Omo, and Massa Yamanaba, Nanko, and Yano, Nanko to see the program back again. My boy, dear. Come there, Papa.
Okay.
I
Akeke drobo aye den no ani nkuruma.
I take a drobo, Olunka about 2.5. I then, and the Ayapuro, and I am no me, and the Omo money now. Back will be to us.
Medan say. Me ba cho me wache.
My Jeremy Joso.
It's you.
Yeah, let it send a photo of it. Mamintia and my for John Boadu incoming. Damai and my for our Kumsi on a Toshia, Mogabi. I really million of Casasi, I made an assistant or can we say, no, dia and Kaye. And this is why no media me fi say nka private pan say dimi no mo se san ko se sika no kan ya fi nka no an say me ka se omode kran ru ade aba sa converse no ko shia ya ne ba ya be ka te Ghana ko so ya kran ru nti yusu fi adina ya kran ya mana bi go ne Ghana fo anya bi magari adua no board tin ankasa nkuruma me bi nkuruma ba nkuruma ne nkuruma yi ba ko wai fiti into to 5 TV. My Jerry, million you know Moka no Moka region one. Yankupon San Canocre, my Jerry. Or my dear Brancasa, maybe a Christ or a Camuni, may you name my passport, my Jerry, Mamma Casemiro, may watch on it. May you know? No, my the banana crown. The winter, my Jerry. Do you where you know, I'm catching a banana. So for pasta and mabaso from Yamoma, Disca, so
oh, okay, Medan say na the time to come up for last one, March.
Olmoyan for my
Yes, I tell you, uncle.
Now, what is I?
Namia Domoko.
Your friend, I buy a Mikasa Fresh Amazenu.
Okay.
Me of a sanitano. Mami Chiano, Wabo Juma, your chancellor president Mama Bepe Baby Amana Shamaye. Magari, Namintia or Tony Obi, Michiana no pay. Magari, Unumusa, ye chama, Edu Tamakro Martin load. Ye boy Edu Tamakro, mi boni diwa, ye boni koko, say, call us any testers in your chama, a load na watinu. Na wasebo se Thursday obe load na di amaye chama se muso bonu na ninsan ka load anase load nu kakra bi kura free so a next week obe ti collect and testers nyina nka woni office wo onim kwanya papa we fa su pito force ni credit maya ye different radio e defending NDC party nu ma yempese ye ni bri woni su kura. And yes, I reshuffle now. Ebe kosu NDC for Mojampa Etrimuda. Ye party a Mojampa Etrimuda. Any more people. Anything na Ghana for come out 38%. You know. Magdalene Yaminka.
Madam say, I hand you to media this year. We be our free be that say. I mean, come on home. Yes, sorry now. You're the entertainment GH not also. Medin the Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN. Media said I'm going to do that. Me producer. But I'm free my bank on an hour suffer. Edamase. Kwesi Agye supervisor. Dr. Faradex and executive producer. Faradex and executive producer. The general manager Kennedy Asantios. And I say,
oh, that's fine. I mean,
okay.
But guy no worker sorry as I'm say line in yentina.
Entimi amemo na. Entimi amemo na. Disturbing.
Man kasa nko wa sorry, wo de obekọ akọ na.
Wo say no many bi wo ha, yen so ete say you said that we can see the adwin to ho. No, religion yes ase na yen say na na.
Yes say na na ete.
E wiase no wo de wiase e Yakopon bo wiase na yen static. A dynamic. Nkane no is as the normal to get him yen say ya. It never happened.
Designer clothes I worry a good part because of our sorry you have no idea. Me say my coach
so for the way you should not recommend man in the junior pastor. No we are was 0.
Obi kura prophet me can tell say kakra na ka wo de fa beto fa form ko Yakopon be shemu ama. I mean
ube share obi a obema o say. Now we are I say there was a time madam for me friend na. O wa sorry na ni huska nyina sa
ante man do de be foka
huska nyina sa no ukoye den wa sorry wa
okoye den say akoba for show
ubo for na am say sa
for show
me no me na form di uzo na ante
Yakopon ti obi apa
okay me dan say high need 100.9 within the Mark Jerry say ajo anya me ado chira e be sign the Ghana montie e dey abro
list ni nie enwoma beto to dia me baba no ho ade no hwem so betumi a asew na obeka ya jontuma miensa duku portmanteau this way chocolate drink na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a this way chocolate drink na kan sia asew udan kanu ntumu ho me be mo anu nsu hye kura de aka ho wo hwe de wapi ho o ka sa batete eda fom ho this way chocolate drink
kra cha be pe baba ware
asew
ye fi ase this way chocolate drink sorry anopa no ne yenom ye bi hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho a no ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti ano a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so hye
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so hye
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye